Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the City of Bettendorf City Council meeting. Today is Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Election day at 7 o'clock. Polls close at 8, so if you're at home, we're going to get you done in enough time to go cast your ballot. Michelle, would you please call the roll?
Adamson.
Here.
Brown. Here. Jaeger.
Here.
Nauman.
Here.
Sixer.
Here.
Baden.
Here.
Palczynski.
Here.
Thank you all for joining us this evening. Now, if you could all please rise, remove any caps or headdresses you may have, and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be followed by an invocation given by Alan Ross, the Executive Director of the Jewish Federation of the Quad Cities. Please remain standing for the invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Ross, please.
God of justice, protector and redeemer, grant guidance to our nation as we select leaders to serve and to govern. The men and women who promise to bring prosperity to our land, the men and women who promise to protect our homes and our democracy. Grant wisdom and courage to voters to entrust our government to visionaries, to consensus builders and peacemakers, to those luminaries who will serve our citizens and all who reside within our borders with honor and integrity, to forge a flourishing and peaceful future. Bless our current and future government with vision and strength, fortitude and insight. May this new government lead us to a time when liberty and equality will reign supreme throughout the land. God of truth, source and shelter, grant safety and security to all nations so that truth and harmony will resound from the four corners of the earth. Let the light of our democracy shine brightly, a beacon of hope for every land and every people, and let us say, Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Alan. Appreciate you coming this evening. We now have a recognition, which will be followed by a proclamation. We'll do the recognition and proclamation here at the center of the room. For the 2024 Optimist Club Respect for the Law Award recipient presentation, we welcome Dave Phillips from the Optimist Club. Becky, are you coming up too? Becky Bray from the Optimist Club is with us. Thank you. And we will also welcome Chief Keith Kimball to the center of the room. Gentlemen, thank you for being here.
Dave, can you start off?
One of the purposes of Optimist International is to inspire respect for the law. Our Bettendorf Optimist Club, over the last several years, have embraced this purpose by recognizing a Bettendorf police officer. And this year, I would like Police Officer Keith to share comments on this year's awardee.
Thank you. Officer Ashley Guffey, come on up. So, I just want to let you know, Ashley loves the public spotlight. She loves it. All right, so bear with me. So, Officer Ashley Guffey has served with distinction and honor for the Bettendorf Police Department for 20 years now, and always brings a positive attitude to work with her coworkers and citizens she encounters daily. Most of her career, she has served as a patrol officer on all 3 shifts and is currently assigned to First Shift Patrol. She was assigned to the Detective Bureau as a detective from 2020 to 2022. She is also a member of the Honor Guard, representing the department, attending funeral services for officer in the line of duty deaths, and has been an evidence technician since 2004. She was a member of the Emergency Response Unit High-Risk Tactical Team from 2016 to 2020. Officer Guffey has always been a team player, always there for the other officers, and has a great work ethic. Officer Guffey is modest, never looking for the attention and spotlight, preferring to be behind the scenes, representing the department in the most positive way, giving back to the community and the department. The best examples of this are taking on additional responsibilities and overseeing the Iowa Special Olympics Law Enforcement Torch Run for over 15 years now, which raises money for Iowa Special Olympics. She has been the Secretary Treasurer of the Bettendorf Police Department Benevolent Association for 12 years, which includes supporting the department members with congratulation, sympathy cards for weddings, birthdays, hospital stays, retirements, and memorials. She has been a member of the Police Honors Committee that reviews nominations of departmental service awards, and for the last 7 years, involved with the Bettendorf Police Charity Patch Program that raises money for the Pink Patch breast cancer awareness for the last 7 years, and beginning this year, adding autism, mental health, suicide prevention, and heart health to bring awareness to these social causes. And finally, balancing her career as a wife and mother of an adult daughter who's currently attending University of Iowa, 2 12-year-old twin daughters, and a 5-year-old daughter. So she's able to do all that, and I know with a little help from her husband, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan. So congratulations, Ashley. Thank you so much.
Wow, that's quite a resume. It's my pleasure to recognize all your services you've provided the local community. I've got a plaque here. I'll read the inscription on it. Optimus International Law Enforcement Award presented to Ashley Guffey for distinguished and dedicated service advancing the respect for law objective of Optimus International by the Bettendorf Optimus Club for the program year 2024-2025. Congratulations.
Ashley, would you like to say anything?
I'll keep it short and sweet. Thank you very much for this award. I am very honored for it. Thank you to my chief and our department. I've got amazing coworkers. With our patch program, I can't do it without Sarah Stolley, and the torch run, I do that with our former Sergeant George Ramos and Davenport Sergeant Andrew Harris. I can't do it without them. So I truly share this award with like everybody. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good job, good job. Chief, thank you. Good job, good job. All right, we now have a proclamation from the Office of the Mayor for Epilepsy Awareness Month in November. This was requested by the Epilepsy Advocacy Network and is being received tonight by the network's Executive Director, Carrie Jones, and the Quad Cities Coordinator, Kim Gregg. Todd, are you coming up too? Todd Ashby's here to support. Becky and Todd are here to support. They're not coming up. Okay. We had Becky for the last one. Ladies, come on up. Hi there. Welcome. Hi, Carrie. Please, come join me here and I'll deliver the proclamation and invite you to say it. I do have a proclamation from the Office of the Mayor. Whereas epilepsy is a neurological disorder that can affect any one of us, regardless of race, age, or gender, and is the 4th most common neurological disorder. More than 3 million people in the United States are living with epilepsy, and 470,000 of them are children. 1 in 26 will develop epilepsy during their lifetime. And whereas seizures are a symptom of epilepsy, not all seizures are the same. Many people with epilepsy have more than one type of seizure. Seizures impact people's lives in many ways, including creating barriers to employment and education, and facing a sense of discrimination and isolation from their peers who don't understand what happens when they see a seizure occur. And whereas we must increase public knowledge about epilepsy and seizure first aid to change the way people think about epilepsy and seizures. The Epilepsy Advocacy Network promotes education and awareness about epilepsy, helping people to understand what a seizure looks like and what to do if they see someone having a seizure. The more we talk about epilepsy, the less people living with the condition have fear of discrimination, worry about receiving proper first aid, or keeping their epilepsy hidden in the shadows. Now therefore, I, Robert Gallagher, the mayor of the city of Bettendorf, Iowa, do hereby proclaim the month of November 2024 as Epilepsy Awareness Month in our community, and I encourage all of our residents to educate themselves on epilepsy and the seizure rescue therapies available to treat someone in need. For more information, visit their website at www.epilepsyadvocacynetwork, all one word, Epilepsy Advocacy Network, do that again, .org. Here. Congratulations for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the good work you do in our community. We'd invite you to say a few words about the work that you are doing.
Right, well, we thank you so much, Mayor, and to the city of Bettendorf for doing this proclamation and recognizing Epilepsy Awareness Month. As was mentioned, it's much more common than most people realize. 1 in 26 people will develop epilepsy during their lifetime. And as was also mentioned, many people do keep it somewhat hidden in their lives, so you may not even know there are people in your life who do suffer from seizures. And so just want to put in a small plug there that we do offer free seizure first aid trainings. We have one that's specific for schools, one specific for police and first responders, and a general public one that we can do at organizations and businesses. So we really welcome anybody here to reach out to us to get one of those scheduled. And if you do know someone who has epilepsy, Kim is our wonderful coordinator for the Quad Cities area, and she works with them to get them proper medical treatment, help with other social services, help with anxiety related to seizures, and much more. So we appreciate you having us here tonight.
Thank you for being Epilepsy Advocacy Network. Lots of that. Okay, we've come to public requests of council. If there's anyone here who wishes to be heard on an item not already on tonight's agenda for a public hearing, of which there is one, it is your opportunity to address council and suggest what you might want them to do. Please limit your comments to a couple of minutes. Please try not to be repetitive and refrain from any outbursts like clapping or yelling. We'd like to hear from you. If you want to be heard on public requests of council, please approach the podium in the back, state your name and your address. We'd like to hear from you.
Can I stand here?
You may not approach the podium. Well, can you not get to it?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
That right here? This-
Yeah, so the issue is the ability to hear you. We would like you. No, ma'am, in the back at the podium where there's a microphone. That's the only reason we want you to be someplace with a microphone so you can be heard.
Oh, okay.
That's all. That's set
Thank
up
you.
for you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Can you give us your name and address, please?
My name is Janine Forsyth. I live at 2119 18th Street in Bettendorf. I've lived there for 30 years. And my issue tonight is that the business on this corner of 18th and Middle Road has put a new security light in their parking lot. And I don't mind a security light in their parking lot. However, now my backyard looks like Walmart parking lot. It shines through my house into my bedroom, and I would just like it angled at a different angle. I know noise can be a nuisance. Well, this light is a nuisance. I usually sit out on my deck every night, and I haven't all summer because of the light. So I don't know what the ordinance is, but I'm just asking that someone could talk to them and have them angle the light at a different angle.
We appreciate that. I saw you earlier talking with Mr. Hunt. He's our Community Development Director. He would know what the ordinance may be, and also your Alderman, Mr. Nauman.
Right.
So that's good.
Talked to both, yes.
Had you talked to them before today or just met them today?
I've I've texted Mr. Nauman,
Okay.
and I've talked to him about other issues.
Oh, good. I hope he was helpful.
Neighbor, a
Okay,
neighbor.
did
a
you
difficult-
speak with the person at the business about the light?
No, they haven't been very friendly, and so I didn't address it that way. I
Okay.
just thought I'd address it with him. with
Okay, well,
Dr.
we'll have Mark continue to work this through if that's okay with you, Mr. Hunt. And we'll take a look at it and see if there's something we can do to be helpful.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't want to have to move.
Okay, we appreciate you being here. Anybody else that wishes to be heard on public requests of council, you may do so by approaching the podium in the back. Please state your name and address. We'd like to hear from you. Okay, we'll close public requests of council. Let's move to our first and only public hearing. This is a public hearing with regard to some changes in our sign ordinance that we have been made aware of a couple times now at Committee of the Whole. Does any council member have a question for Mr. Hunt about the ordinance or what you're going to consider this evening? Hearing on the sign ordinance, move directly to the ordinance itself for first reading. Councilmember Brown, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have the first reading of an ordinance amending Bettendorf City Code, Title 11, Chapter 14, Sign Ordinance. I move approval of the ordinance at its first reading.
Second.
Any discussion on the changes that we've discussed and Mr. Hunt brought forward on the sign ordinance? Michelle, please